Welcome back, everyone. It is Ryan with Sticker Status here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to apply transfer vinyl stickers the easiest and most efficient way to make sure you get your stickers on without mistakes, make sure they're straight, and also have no bubbles. So obviously we do a lot of different types of stickers here. We do stickers like this on vehicles for commercial trucks. We also do trailers, cars, whatever it might be. So if you're doing something like that, or maybe you're just putting an Instagram tag or any type of sticker on the back of your car, store windows, a wall, whatever it might be, I'm gonna show you how to get those stickers put on perfectly every time. Now, I've got a couple different techniques I'm gonna show you here. We have a half hinge technique, top hinge technique, and I'm also gonna show you guys how to put on circle stickers as well, which can tend to be tricky to get straight depending on what they are. So let's jump right into it. A few tools that you're gonna need. Obviously, you're gonna have your stickers. These are multi-piece stickers, so they do have transfer tape on them. You know, sometimes you'll get a single piece sticker that doesn't need transfer tape. This one does have it, just for example. You're also gonna want some blue painter's tape. You're gonna want a zippy or scissors. You're gonna want a squeegee, and you're also gonna want a tape measure or ruler. All right, so the first method I'm gonna be showing you here is the half hinge technique. And one other thing I forgot to mention, you are gonna want some cleaning supplies. You do not wanna put your sticker on a dirty or greasy surface. It's never gonna stick and it's just gonna fail quickly. So I'm just using 99% rubbing alcohol here and a microfiber cloth. Make sure if you are cleaning on vehicles that you're using clean rags so you're not scratching the paint. You guys would be surprised how easily microfiber cloths can actually scratch paint and how weak or soft clear coat on paint actually is. Once you have your surface clean, like I said, the first sticker I'm gonna be doing is this. So maybe you guys have an Instagram sticker or a business logo, whatever it might be. If it's straight like this, I'm gonna be using the half hinge technique if it's kind of long. Now obviously this sticker is pretty small, but this same technique works on 20-foot stickers. We've done it before, 10-foot stickers, whatever it might be. Sometimes you might have to break it up into smaller sections, but I'm just using this for example today. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna want a piece of tape on each end of the sticker. So I like to just do this, get my pieces of tape ready there. Now, what we're gonna do, like I said, we're gonna put one piece of tape on each end of this sticker and get it stuck up there. Now, a lot of times, you know, if we weren't gonna do this, a lot of times some people's first instinct when they get stickers like this would just be to peel the whole thing and just stick it. Now, there's a few problems with that. One, your sticker's probably not gonna be straight, so when you step back, it's gonna be crooked, and if you're doing this for a customer, not a good way to go. Another issue with that is if you just peel it and stick it, depending on the type of vinyl that is being used for that sticker, you're probably gonna end up with a bunch of bubbles that are impossible to get out. You know, if you're using a high-end wrap film or air release cast film, it does have air release properties, meaning if it has a little bubble, you can just kind of press on it and bubble will come out. But in this case, I'm using Oracal 651 vinyl, which is not air release. It's used for just very basic types of stickers. It's a calendared film and it does not have air release channels in it. So you got to make sure you apply it with no bubbles. So you do not want to just peel and stick it. So here we go. We're going to do the half hinge technique. I'm going to take two pieces of tape, one on each end, and I'm going to put it up there like so. Now, that looks pretty straight, but you know, if you are doing this professionally, again, you want to make sure that it is 100% straight. So luckily on this service truck door here, we do have a straight level line on top and bottom to measure off of, so it makes it nice and easy. We got pretty lucky, but this is not always the case. If you are putting this on like, you know, a door like that, the bottoms of those doors are not always 100% straight. So you do want to make sure that whatever line you're measuring off of is actually straight. Now, if you get into a tricky case on like a rounded something where you don't have anything straight to measure off of, you can use a laser or you can use a level, put the level up on the bottom of your letters. You can do it that way as well. But like I said, we have a nice and easy line to measure off of here. So I'm gonna be taking my tape measure here and we're gonna be measuring to somewhere on the design that is straight. Now, obviously we just have nice and straight text. So I can go like to the bottom of the H and the bottom of the E. And what I wanna do is make sure that the measurement there and there is the exact same, and that will make the sticker level. Now, one thing to keep in mind is if you have an abstract design that doesn't have letters, you're gonna have to find somewhere that is straight. You can do that by going into your like design program or pulling it up on your phone or computer, drawing a straight line and figuring out a straight level point. Now, another thing to keep in mind is letters that have a curved bottom tend to stick out lower than the straight letters on fonts. And some fonts are just completely abstract, like cursive fonts. Not everything's gonna be straight. So again, you might have to jump into Adobe Illustrator or whatever design program you're using and find a straight line. But in this case, we have a nice and simple example where this E, bottom of the E, and the bottom of this H are exactly straight 100%. So is the tops of these letters. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure from the level point on the vehicle, and I have this at exactly 4 inches. And if it's a little off, what you can do is you can pull your tape on one side and adjust it as needed, you know, go up or down. So I'm gonna put that right at 4 inches to the bottom of that letter, tape it back down, do the same thing on this other side. Now I actually got pretty lucky today and I pretty much placed it exactly straight, but again, you would just adjust it as needed. Now, once you adjust one side, you do want to double check that other side, especially on bigger stickers because it can tend to move once you do it. And what I probably should have done first is make sure that it's centered. There's kind of 2 measurements you want. You want to make sure your sticker's level and you want to make sure your sticker's centered depending on where it's supposed to go. And if we were doing something like this, I would want to also make sure that this sticker is exactly centered. I would want to make sure that this gap, 4 inches, is the same as this gap, and we're just about there. So once you have your sticker placed in the exact slot, always double, triple check. It's way easier to just go back and double check your measurements before sticking it down and having it be crooked and then having to recut the whole sticker. So measure twice, cut once, like they say, right? So once you've got it up there, you're gonna take this now, and this is why they call it the half hinge. Now you're gonna take another piece of tape and you're gonna put a hinge right in the middle of the sticker. Lay it down like that, okay? Now what we're gonna do is I'm going to hold the sticker, hold the tape, and then I like to rip it like that. Again, on small stickers like this, isn't as important, but if you're doing a big sticker, when you're applying it, this gives you something to line it back up to make sure that you're putting the sticker on straight. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna peel one side back to the half hinge. Then you're gonna take your Zippy or scissors and you're gonna cut the backing off, making sure that you don't drag it along the paint, scratching the paint or anything like that. Now, that wasn't a very clean cut. This blade might be a little dull, but that'll work. So then what you're gonna wanna do, and again, since this is Oracal 651, I don't wanna stick it yet. I wanna make sure that I squeegee it down little by little so that it doesn't get bubbles in it. Now, again, this is a tiny sticker. If you had a bigger one, you would make long overlapping strokes, but let me show you a small example of it, right? You can kind of just lay it down, boom, right to the blue tape, making sure that it lines up. That way you know it's straight. So if you have bigger stickers, sometimes if you pull it and don't make sure that these tapes line up, your sticker can tend to dive up or down as you get to the end. Once you have one side down, you're gonna pull your half hinge, rip your tape again over here, like so. And then on this other side, you can pull the backing halfway, which kind of helps. And then you can take this down again. Now, if it is a small sticker like this, you typically can just use your squeegee and just go straight across. One thing to be careful of is if your squeegee doesn't have like a vinyl or felt, if your squeegee doesn't have a vinyl, safety tail buffer on it, you'll wanna make sure that you don't scratch the car's paint because these squeegees will scratch paint as well. So you wanna try to keep your squeegee on only the masking itself. Squeegee it down, and then you can pull your sticker off. And boom, you have a perfectly straight sticker there. So that's the half hinge technique. Again, really, really versatile. You can use it on big stickers, small stickers, whatever it might be. Now I'm gonna show you another technique called the top hinge technique, which tends to work well with like abstract shapes or square shapes or anything like that. So again, you're gonna wanna take tape on both sides, stick it up there, make sure that it's centered on wherever your canvas is, make sure it's where you want it. Now I'm gonna measure to the bottom of this E. I have just shy of 10 inches, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring it down to exactly 10, make it nice and even. 10 inches, check my other side. So this side's a little high, pull my tape up. I'm gonna bring that right down to 10. Now double check your other side, once again, boom, still at 10. Now the top hinge is a little bit different as it sounds. You're actually gonna put a hinge. You're gonna have about half of your tape on the paint, half of your tape on the sticker itself. Like so. Now this time, instead of hinging it in the middle, we're actually gonna be hinging it on the top. So again, this works well for just different types of stickers. It depends what shape your sticker is. But in this case, I'm gonna take it like that, pulling my masking back about halfway. You can pull it all the way if it's smaller, but if it's a bigger sticker, it does help to leave some of that masking on there. It just gives it some rigidity to the actual sticker itself. So now I'm gonna take my squeegee again. Now this is a better example of those long overlapping strokes, making sure not to leave any air trapped in the bubbles. Now pull it. Now what I might do here is purposely trap an air bubble in this O just to show you how to fix something like that. So there, that should leave some bubbles in that O. Go ahead and squeegee this down. Nice and even strokes, finishing it off like that. Hold your tape. Now, I don't know if you can see those bubbles in the O that I left a little bit right there. No, a little bit hard to see. But if you do get bubbles, you can very carefully, either with your squeegee or with your knife or with your fingernail, you can lift up the edge of the letter And again, you want to be very careful not to cut it. Very, very slow, very careful. Make sure not to cut or rip the sticker. And then once you have it started a bit, see if I can get my squeegee under there. Depending on what type of vinyl it is, if it stretches, the nice part about vinyl is you can use a heat gun to get it to kind of return to its normal shape. But if you had some bubbles, you can lift it up to the bubbles, get the air out, and squeegee it back down. Now, you see how this looks like it's stretched a little bit now? That's where you'd want to use a heat gun, and it actually will return the vinyl to its original shape. But half hinge, top hinge techniques. Now I'm going to show you one more example here with a circle sticker. Again, you do not, like, especially with this Oracal film, you would not want to just pull the whole backing and try to stick this thing, right? And people just go like that. This is not going to look good at all, right? Let me pull this off now. This is not gonna look good at all. So if I just peel the whole thing and stick it like that, you hear that? All that air, those bubbles are never gonna come out of there. That is gonna be bubbled up forever. Again, you know, this is Oracal, air does not come out. You can try to squeegee over them and then you're just gonna end up with wrinkles and it's gonna look terrible. This is not a good looking sticker that looks like a high schooler's acne-ridden face. So take that off. So for stickers, for circle stickers like this, if there's no text on it, if it's just shapes, or doesn't have anything straight on it and you want to get it straight, one thing you can do is use a straight edge and find the middle and draw a straight line exactly across. So I'm just going to show you one more quick example here. And with a circle or an abstract shape like this one, thankfully you can use either a top hinge or a half hinge. It really doesn't matter. But I'm going to be doing a half hinge for this. I'm going to stick it up there and show you how to do this the correct way. Again, now you would use this line that you drew to make your measurements. So I have this one at exactly, let's go, 9 3/4. And you know, a lot of times people think, oh, it's a 16th off, it's an 1/8 off, that shouldn't matter. Well, especially on a larger sticker, if it is a 16th off, that can translate to a large distance move over time. So you do want to make sure to be as accurate as possible. Now, a lot of times you don't need to add another half hinge. You can use this tape. So I'm just going to show you here, since it's a smaller sticker. If it is a heavy one, you would want to put a piece of tape across it. But in this case, I'm just going to be doing like so. Pull it down. Use my zippy, which still needs a new blade. Now we're gonna hold this up. Now you don't, like I showed you before over here, you don't want to just stick it down like that, because then you're gonna get air bubbles all over it because this film is not air released. So you wanna hold it off the vehicle and make sure you hold tension to keep it straight. You don't wanna have it all, see if it sticks. If it sticks prematurely, there's a big channel in there, air, so you wanna pull that back off. So just holding it just off of the paint surface. I'm gonna go ahead and do my overlapping squeegee strokes, making sure not to trap any channels of air so I don't get any bubbles. Boom. Then you can go ahead and yank it. Pull your masking. Again, I like to keep about half of it on the second half. Just gives it some more rigidity. Overlapping strokes, back and forth. Boom, boom, boom. Making sure to use nice squeegee pressure to get all the air out. If you're using a weak squeegee pressure, you're gonna leave bubbles in it. Boom. Just like so. Now you can pull your masking and you guys will see that I can guarantee this is not gonna have any bubbles in it compared to like the last one, right? Boom, look at the finish on that. Oh, I lied, look at that. There's one bubble right there and it's on the edge so I can actually squeegee it out. But that's gonna be about it for today, guys. Nice and simple. I know it's a simple thing that people probably think is really easy, but it does come down to these kind of fine details on how you do stuff like this to make sure that you get a perfect product for your customers or wherever you're putting your stickers on for. So again, super simple. We showed you a few different techniques, how to apply vinyl stickers the right way. I mean, now that I've been in this industry for a long time, as I drive around, I see crooked stickers, I see bubbled stickers, I see terrible looking stickers. And so hopefully I can help you out today putting on stickers an easier way. And again, these same principles apply whether it's a 10-inch sticker or it's a 10-foot sticker. Use the kind of same principles. So if you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below. If you guys want to order stickers from us or wrap tools, squeegees, vinyl, anything, we do prints, we cut stickers, we'll mask them and ship them out to you. Go to our store, stickerstatus.com, and go ahead and shoot us an email on what you need and we can help you out. So again, if you learned anything today, make sure to leave a like on the video. If you want to see our future videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And as always, thanks for watching and we'll catch you next time.